Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. Today I'm sharing how I made planter boxes using these boards. They're 1x4x8s and I used 3 of them to make 2 small planters and about 3 more to make a larger one. First I cut these down to make 6 boards at 16 inches each. And 8 boards at 8 inches each. I then took 4 of the 16-inch boards and cut them in half the long way to make 8 thinner boards. And the easiest way for me to do this was to cut down the middle of each end of the boards with my miter saw and then cut through the middle section with my jigsaw. Taking those 8 thinner cut pieces, I glued 2 together like so and reinforced it with nails. I repeated this until I had 4 corner brackets. Next, I took 4 of the 8-inch flat boards and glued those evenly between 2 of the corner brackets. I repeated this step so I had 2 sides. And I added nails to reinforce these as well. I took the 2 remaining 16-inch boards and glued those in between the 2 sides and then added nails. And now I'm taking that other side and I'm adding it on here, gluing it the same way and nailing it together. And I repeated all of these steps to create the second planter. And this is how everything looks so far. Next, I stained the planters in the color Jacobine, and I got this from Home Depot. Next, I needed to add a bottom to the planters, so I used a piece of paper to measure out a template. I cut this out and then I traced this onto a thin piece of plywood. And I cut it to make 2. I secured the bottom pieces onto the planters with wood glue and nails. And now I'm recycling these grow bags that I had laying around, and I'm stuffing one into each of the planter boxes and securing it with staples. After both of those all set with the grow bags, and I'm using these plants that I purchased at Home Depot, and I'm going to put one in each of the planters. I have this combination of dirt and rocks, and I'm going to use that to put in the bottom of each one. And then I'll fill it in with this potting soil. And then I'm adding the plant. And filling it in with some more potting soil. And then these two are all set. So I'm going to go ahead and make a larger one. I made this planter box the same way I did the two smaller ones, but I made this one just a little bit bigger, but the same idea with the corners and then the beams, and then I ended up using 2 pieces of plywood for the sides just because they were a little bit wider. So now I'm gonna make this a nice big planter box. I'm gonna make the inside just a little bit differently than the other two because I'm not going to be filling this whole thing up. I'm instead going to use these 6 boards here. These are 6 10-inch tall boards, and I'm going to attach them to the inside here, and then I'm going to add a shelf inside of here, and that's what I'm going to put the plants on, so I don't have to fill the whole box every time I put some plants in. So I'm gonna glue them in and then nail them in just like this. I had this scrap piece of wood, which was an old shelf, and I'm using that. I cut it down already for the size that I need for the inside here. It's going to be a nice shelf to bring everything up to this height. And now that everything is put together, I'm going to stain it. The same Jacobine stain that I used for the smaller planters. And then I'm going to add one of the grow bags. I have a larger one. I'm going to put one in here and probably cut it a little bit, and then I'll add the plants after the stain dries. I'll just show you how it looks once it's all done.